Hello everybody and a warm welcome. So we've got a one-day special, we're about to launch that, and it's also the start of the return for the deal wheel. So from right now all the way through to 6 p.m. on Monday the 24th of February, every live hour at the top of the hour we will spin the wheel and the wheel will decide your fate. So you can win dream days, we've got 10% off. If you spend £25, you save £5. I shall spin the wheel for this hour and we will see where it lands. Is everyone ready? Ooh, here we go. Come on. Come on, be good. Be good. Where's it going to land? Oh, everyone's petered out. Come on, where's the ooh? Come on. Yeah! 10% savings, so that means that you can use the code as often as you like. We will show you the details of what you need to enter. Here it is on your screen. Just use the code DEAL10 and you will save 10% off any order. Now, can I say, you can use this as many times as you like. You can use it with the one-day special and all the other goodies on the show, but that Deal 10 is only valid for the next hour. So do make sure to take advantage. What a way to kick off the deal wheel.
Excellent job.
Fantastic. Can I introduce you to the very talented Jill? Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I enjoyed working with you earlier.
I know, we had a great time.
We're working you hard at the moment.
It's going to be a good day.
It is going to be a good day. So look, we're launching our brand new one-day special, brought to you by June Tailor, and I have to say, first time I've worked with you, but instantly, for me, what defines June Tailor as a company, and I know you're a big part of it, because you designed a lot of the stuff we're going to feature.
I do.
It's the innovation and the quality.
It is.
I mean that you really do. You bring quality in everything you bring.
We do. We want people to get a lot of value out of these products.
Yeah.
If they're going to buy it, I want them to love it. I want it to be easy to make. I want them to have a great end result, because there's nothing like satisfaction from giving a beautiful gift or having something wonderful that you've made.
I love that. And look, the fact is, you're saving 10%. So that means the price, if you are if you're going to use the code, and I want everybody to use the code with this, please use the code DEAL10. It takes the price down to £53.97. So you're saving £6 using the code, which is phenomenal work there. DEAL10. What are we looking at here with our one-day special then, Jill?
All right, there are 5 things included, so 5 things.
Yeah.
First of all, you're going to get these shopper totes. And there are 3 of them that you will be able to make yourself on utility fabric, which is that really heavyweight fabric that can carry tons and tons of groceries.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's one that you will get that's made with an insulated type of center.
So people stuff want to keep
it cold,
cool,
keep it hot, all that kind of stuff. And then you will also get this starch savvy.
Now this is very good.
That is magic.
And it sells around $12.99.
$12.99.
Yeah.
And that keeps your fabrics stiff as you assemble these gorgeous bags. And I forgot to mention, each one of the bags does come with the plastic insert, because you want
to give the base a bit more stability.
Stable, because if you have these filled with groceries, you're just going to want it to be nice and stable.
Yeah, so it gives it a firm bottom.
So you get 3 different designs of the 3 utility totes, and then 1 design of the insulated plus the starch. So
I have to say, we're already busy, Jill.
Good, good, and they're so fun to make.
Fun to make. All right, let's just think about this, because Jill and I were having a little conversation, and you're a very fashionable lady, if you don't mind me saying.
Thank you.
You say that you can go to a high street, and I've actually seen this myself when we dragged around the shops, and you can buy a bag. Now, a bag of this kind of quality, you could easily pay anywhere in the region of £30 up. Just for one of these
in the
bags.
States, these are $75 or $100. So, I mean, look at it's got a great look to it. So,
and the thing is, you can customize.
You can use your fabrics. You can even, quite honestly, you can use your stash. None of these pieces is huge, so you could use your stash for this.
Look at the size of these bags.
They're
So
great.
think about your stash, and that's the beauty of this one-day special, because it allows you to dip into your stash. You pick the actual design, the fabrics that you want. You don't need a pattern to make these fabulous bags. They're such a great size. So these are your catch-alls. They're your grocery shopping.
Exactly.
Or your nappy bags, we call it diapers in the States.
Or you could actually beach bag. Or just general, you know, you go out shopping to a department store and you need something. If you're not a fan of all the pieced work, you can just use one fabric on these.
I mean, that's
and
a great
it's
bag.
you just don't use you don't have to follow the exact pattern, but we still give you the base that you're going to need to accomplish this.
So we're able to make 4 bags.
4 bags.
3 normal, 1 insulated.
3 normal.
And you get the starch in there as well.
Exactly.
For 2 flexi payments of $29.99. But it's not going to be $29.99 because if you use the code DEAL10, and I do not want anybody to buy this at full price, I'd love you all to take advantage of 10% saving, then suddenly the price comes down to $53 and your flexi is £26.98.
It's a great deal.
Incredible. Sure, you had an example of the insulated one because I know there's little. Is it here with the?
It's this one, and it has a kind of a crinkly sound to it.
That's not a problem. So now here it doesn't come with the buttons because obviously you need to coordinate with your fabric, but you do get the sort of elastic little loops that allow you to close the bag as well.
Yeah, or if there's a little bit of space, if you have something tall sticking out, we want you to have that. And one of the 3 grocery totes does have a pocket in, so you can put your grocery list in there.
Incredible.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
So it's going to make shopping fun all over again. Here's the problem, though. When you take these into the store, people say, where did you get that?
I made it, actually. I saw it's fabulous. Lady presenting on Hochanda, Jill, and do so we can make it. Look, when you think about this, because we can dip into our stash, or you can buy fabric specifically for a bag, you're making 4 bags. 1 which is insulated, so this to me perfect for picnics, barbecues, going out for the day, and obviously you decide what fabrics you want to use for that. Then we talk about everyday bags, so it could be going to a farmer's market, it could just be having a good catch-all bag, it doesn't have to be going out shopping. If you just want an everyday bag, fantastic. We talk about having sort of baby bags if we wanted beach bags. Beach bags.
And these are strong enough that if you have your laptop in here, and it can be like a fancy briefcase because it'll hold a lot of weight. So it'll hold your papers, your laptop, you know, anything you need to haul around, we've got the solution for you.
I want to put into context how busy we are because we are 7 minutes into the show, and considering I was waffling a little bit with the deal wheel at the start, and already 10% of the stock's gone.
Oh my goodness, wow.
So we're busy. And I tell you what, it's meant to last 24 hours. We really should be busy because June Tailor is a company and Jill is a person. If Jill coming here, she's going to make sure whatever she brings is absolutely first rate. I've had the opportunity to sit down and chat with Jill, incredibly informative. You see, wealth of knowledge coming off you, and we are going to be showing you how easy it is to make these bags. But ultimately, what you need to take away from this is whatever level of sewer you are, whether you've just started or you're an experienced sewer, you will be able to make these, and obviously take it to the next level if you are more experienced. Take advantage of the code DEAL10. Now you can use that as many times as you like this hour. So, do you know what my advice, and apologies for waffling, we are going to go demonstration. If you have your eye on something, so is there anything on our website that you've been thinking about? Why not have a look and apply the code DEAL10, especially on the higher price ticket items as well. So maybe it could be a sewing machine. We've got the Jade, the Husqvarna Jade 35. Get a further 10% off. Just saying. Okay, details are on your screen there. We're going to move down. We've got more for you. Now, I started saying that you bring a lot of the designs yourself.
Right.
That you've come up with the designs. And it's innovations that are kind of spawned from, and we were talking about this earlier on, Jill, as a sewer, you've been in a situation where you thought, I want to come up, surely there's an easier way to do this.
Exactly, or that gives you a better result.
Yeah.
Our shape cut ruler is used for, it's the workhorse of the rulers. It cuts strips, it cuts squares, triangles, diamonds, bias, everything, hexagons. We want you to invest in this tool and be able to use it for everything. It's my go-to ruler. I don't even know how to use a regular quilting ruler anymore. And if you are into paper cutting, like I've always used this, like if I'm making little signs or cards, because it's very linear. And you can use a rotary cutter and a mat, and the slots that you cut in are every ½ inch. So every size you need, it's on this ruler.
Perfect. I mean, truly flexible. It gives you that precision. So 12 by 12, great size. So I'm thinking for our blocks, what kind of things can we be making up with our shape cutter?
Well, you know, when we get done demoing how we're going to make these totes, we're going to cut some of the strips that are used in here, and we can just keep cutting 2½, 5, 7½, 10. You can get a lot of cutting done in no time with this, so that you can get to the fun part, which is the sewing.
Of course.
Right?
I like that. Okay, details on your screen, but remember, if you've already used, and so many of you are using the code DEAL10 for our one-day special, you can use it as many times as you like just for this hour. So why not use DEAL10 and get a further 10% saving over this? It takes it down, the price down to $35.99. It's a great saving there. 228586, your item number. Moving on down now. We know these are going to be popular. You were at a show and you said within 30 minutes you sold loads, didn't you?
Right, at the Quilt show in Birmingham in August, and we just couldn't keep these in stock.
Well, the thing is, everyone loves wine.
Or if you don't love wine, you might love olive oil or a really good vinegar or something. It's such a beautiful way to give a gift to somebody, and you've put a little bit of time in. But the best part is you've got these scraps at home.
Oh yeah, scrap buster.
It's a scrap buster, and we supply the printed batting that you can use, and you sew by number. Again, you can be a complete beginner and you can complete this project.
How many does this make? 3?
It makes 3, and they're all a little bit different.
Okay.
So we have all 3 designs here. Here are 2 of the others.
Okay. So you could look. You were saying that you've had people put this. It could be on bikes. It could be on scooters. It could be running.
Hanging
so it could be for sports. It could be for bottles of wine as well.
And you know what? If you are a knitter, it's so great to give this to somebody for their skein of yarn. Put a buttonhole in the top and just have them pull out their yarn right from the top.
That's
or as a gift giving, roll up some fabric, put in here.
Jill, you know, that's a genius idea.
Or knitting needles and a skein of yarn for somebody who loves to knit.
That's such a good idea, having the yarn inside and
wine,
pulling it
yarn,
through.
one with wine, one with yarn.
Why not? Well, you've got 3. Here's the thing, because we all get invited, hopefully, at some point in the year you get invited around to see family, friends.
Absolutely.
And then you're thinking, well, you take a bottle traditionally.
Yeah.
I never like just giving a bottle. And one thing I begrudge is buying a tacky bag and putting it in the bag as well. Imagine giving that, because that's a gift in itself.
And you know what you can do? This is a funny story. I put a little pocket on the back of the first one that I made, and I called it a journey card. So I give it to you, I put my name and where I live, I give it to you.
Thank you.
Give the gift, this wine carrier, to somebody else. You put your name and your... We have had one of these travel around the world. People keep giving it to somebody else. And they keep adding. And pretty soon, just think of the person that gets this the 10th time. They're going to have all these names and all these great dinner parties that this wine tote has been to.
That is the best idea.
This is going to have a really good time.
Jill, I want you as a friend. I tell you, that is such a good idea. Over 10% of the stock's already gone. I love that idea. And do you know what? Yes, you should take pictures. Take pictures wherever it travels around.
Isn't that a great idea?
Love that idea. 10% of the stock already gone here. If you want to get hold of your June Tailor Quilt As You Go wine tote, remember, use the code DEAL10. You can use it as many times as you like this hour, and you save a further 10%. 411602, your item number there. One final thing to show you before we move to demonstration. Now this is nice, because we saw, and later on we will see the cut and press too.
Yes, another cord tool for you.
This is a binding express. So talk to me a little bit about this, Jill.
This is how you make all this perfect binding. You can do this using this little gadget right here. And if you can see on the end, there are slots. You feed your fabric through here, bring it along here, and press it. You don't burn your fingers when you're doing binding.
So you can see.
And we're going to show you how to feed it through.
So do you see, you feed it through here.
And then you line it right up along the guide that goes.
Turn that around maybe to see that. Oh, sorry, I did. My bad.
It's all right. So it makes 3 different sizes of binding. As you pull it through, you press it in half. And these guides give you the 3 different sizes.
That's fantastic.
Because everybody likes a little bit of a different size of binding.
You can see it working there, how easy it is. And you literally, that is incredible.
As you pull it through, it folds it for you.
Perfect.
And then see, your iron's way over there, so you don't have to worry about burning yourself when you're making your binding.
Jill, at some point in this hour, I don't suppose there's any chance we could actually see this in action.
Yes, we are going to show that.
Personally, I would love to see that. Again, you can get a further 10% saving on here. It takes it down to £32.99 if you want to take advantage. All you need to do is use the code DEAL10. I will show you how easy it is. So, receive 10% off during this show if you use the code DEAL10 on any product. Customers must enter the code at checkout or quote it to our phone staff to activate the discount. The promotion will only be valid for the live show, not during repeats or rewinds. So I'm so sorry if you are currently watching us on a repeat. To qualify, checkouts must be completed within 15 minutes at the end of the show. This offer is not limited to 1 per customer, so you can use it as many times as you like.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. So
you're going to be making a lot of those grocery totes.
Now, with the one-day special, Jill, before we start, I can tell you, the stock's meant to last 24 hours. This one-day special. I know you're going to be here till 6 tomorrow.
Yes.
Or will you? Because we're approaching 20% of the stock.
Oh my goodness.
In 15 minutes, Jill.
That's great.
So here we go. This is just one.
This is one of the 4 designs, exactly. So this is what it would look like when you take it out of the bag and you're just going to cut around the edge.
Yeah.
All right? And then we're going to attach our backing fabric. And I chose the splashy wild stuff for the backing. And how are we going to attach that? This is our quilt basting spray. This is just like a regular fabric adhesive. You just shake this up, you spray it onto the utility fabric, and then smooth the backing. So now the backing is on, and we are almost ready to go. The next thing we're going to do is take your sewing machine and just make a stitch all the way around the outer edge. So and all that does is it just,
quilting and locking it
well,
down.
it's just holding it all in place and getting ready for the next step, which is what we're going to do here. Now, we're going to take fabric 1 and we're going to put it in the 1 slot. But before I do that, I need to tell you that we tell you exactly what fabrics and how much you need of each one. Okay. At that point, we're going to have to starch our fabrics, and we need to do that so that we can finger press as we go along, because if I touch an iron to this, it's going to melt. So I want to talk a minute about our starch.
Now remember, you're getting starch with the 1-day special. I'm sorry I interrupted you there. But it's worth $12.99. Don't have to worry. It's included in the 1-day special. And you were telling me, Jill, this is a really, really good starch.
This is, it's a man-made, so there's no potato, there's no corn. It's fragrance-free, it's flake-free, it won't yellow, it won't attract bugs. The best thing about this starch is the more applications that you give your fabric, the stiffer it will become. So here is something that hasn't been starched.
You can see the difference.
And here's something that has.
Well, that.
So, you know, even if you are an embroiderer.
That's a compelling example.
Isn't that great?
Really
So if you want a nice, you know, stiff collars and cuffs, this is a great product to use. Okay, now we're going to put piece 1 after we've starched them on piece 1 on the line that says 1. And then this is the most difficult part of the whole thing. Piece 2 goes right sides together against piece 1, raw edges even like this, and we're going to sew not on the line, but we're going to sew 1/4 inch in.
Standard sort of quilting measurement?
We are, and there is a pin that I will use right here. I just want to pin this in place. I'm going to sew just this one so that you can kind of get an idea of what this is like. All right? So we'll take it over to the machine. Now, if you have 1/4 inch foot, you can use that. Actually, let me go around this way. It'll be a little easier. This is a big piece to put under your machine, but this is the hardest one. Okay, so we push this down, and we're going to sew 1/4 inch from this edge, okay? So just right along here, I have 1/4 inch guide. If you don't, what you should do is take a piece of tape, figure out what 1/4 inch is, put the tape along there, and just follow the tape line. Make it nice and easy. Okay? So we're sewing through the 2 pieces of fabric, we're sewing through our utility, and we are sewing through that backing. All right, so let's take that off. All right, and bring it over here. Now let's see what we have, okay? We're going to fold this over, and now we're going to finger press this open.
But that is absolutely spot on. Look at that.
On the line. So again, a beginner can easily do that.
You're just getting a shot there. Now, if you see, when you've pressed that down, that is absolutely plumb to the line. So there's no, and one thing to stress here, when you're putting it all together, you're literally building it up as you go, and that's the whole point.
Exactly, and it's kind of from the center to the outside edge. So you really do have to follow the numbers because there's a reason. Now, if you're a little bit off, it's not going to matter because you're going to incorporate that into your seam allowance. So our next thing would add is number 3.
Okay, so we're kind of
sew in 1/4 inch, and we're going to flip that down. Now, let's say that
So you're radiating out from the center and alternating between the sides. So do you follow the numbers? This is why it is described as the quilt as you go bag.
Okay, so I've got a few more of those steps done. So I started 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I kept going. But this is what I love. This is the pocket design, and I wanted to show it to you because I want you to be intimidated by it. The pocket is just a 6 by 12 piece of fabric folded in half. This is the fold edge right here. You put that against piece 13, right sides together.
Nice. So
And
same
sew
principle.
1/4 of an inch. When I flip it open, it's going to land here, and my finished pocket edge is going to land right here. So the finish, it's going to form that pocket.
Right.
And then the next thing I will do is start adding my side strips, 15 and 16.
Yeah.
Right sides together, raw edges even, sew 1/4 inch, flip. These don't take long to make, by the way.
No. How, I mean, look, I know
Couple
everyone's
hours.
different.
Yeah.
Wow. See, great projects then, for if you wanted a project for the day, and also really nice gifts. You imagine giving one of these bags to someone as a gift.
Well, I'll tell you, they're gonna be so thrilled.
And think, if we wanted to, I've got a quick question. If we were to make these up, so we're making 4 bags.
Right.
So 3 that we're seeing here, and then the one with the insulation as well.
Yes.
Could we, if we wanted, make them to sell?
Yes,
So
you
can we sell
can.
them?
Yes, you can.
Fantastic.
Like at craft fairs or something
Yeah,
like that?
yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we're going to add our last couple pieces to each side, and I think you understand pretty much what I'm doing here. So I'm just going to get to the next step here. This would all be added.
Do you think the real fascination here, and we're so busy for our one-day special, thank you so much for joining us. For me, the real excitement is being able to make bags that really speak to you. So think about the fabrics you might already have in your stash, or a good opportunity to go out and source some more fabrics, but you can truly customize. So what kind of patterns do you like? What kind of designs? You were saying you don't have to piece if you don't want to either.
If you don't want to, you just cover this whole thing with fabric. But should I grab that sample as long as we're talking about
please,
it? Okay. Well,
this one.
it's this because it's the perfect time to show you what we did with this bag.
We've got to remind you, you've got the base as well. Now remember, that's all 4 of them.
So
will have
4 of the
base?
plastic pieces, exactly.
So it just gives you a firm base. Yeah.
So we're securing the top to the utility fabric and the backing by sewing all these pieces. Well, that's not your look. If you make one solid fabric, you still have to kind of secure these layers together. So this is kind of a cheater idea, but I always look for a fabric that has a design in that I can follow.
This is a good little trick.
With my, I can see this taupey color here.
Yeah.
And you see how I've sewn, can we see that? I've sewn right along here.
So you just followed the pattern, effectively.
So here's my utility fabric in the center.
Yeah.
My backing, my utility, my top fabric. So right in this zigzag. So now you are essentially attaching all layers just like you are here.
Very clever.
So this one takes a lot less time because there's no piecing. But look how big and how sturdy this is.
Well, that's the first thing that strikes me. As a bag, it is such a practical bag. So you decide what kind of design you want, what colours speak to you, what purpose is it for? Is it a beach bag? Is it going to be just a catch-all bag that you might have, farmer's market maybe?
Because if you are going to make a beach bag, you've seen those fabrics that have actual washable plastic.
Yes.
I'm not sure what they're called, but they're washable
Like
fabric.
oil fabrics.
That. Just make sure that it has a design that you can kind of quilt and secure. This is home decor fabric. You could use garment fabric. I mean, anything that really appeals to you. Quilters love to mix and match, which is why we've used all these.
Perfect.
But that you can also cover the base in plastic if you want.
So the design that we're seeing here, is that going to be the same design on all 3 of the bags that have the wadding? Oh, so each one's different.
So let's whip through those. This is one of the 3.
Okay. So that's fun. So each one's going to be unique, individual, and then you get to really add to its own personality by choosing the actual fabric. So if you make it for yourself or for somebody else, think about the colorways. What designs you've got in there? Look at that.
While you're looking at that one, I'm going to grab some of the others.
And here you see the difference, and it's a marked difference in design. And that's where I have to say that June as a company and Jill, they always try and make sure that whatever you're buying, it's a great investment. We're approaching a quarter of the stock for our one-day special, and we're not even halfway through the launch hour. So that gives you an indication of how busy we are. This is another lovely bag.
This is my favorite, actually.
Isn't
that pretty?
Pretty design. I have to say, beautiful fabrics too. And these are kind of fabrics that we might already have in our stash.
You might. And if you look at this, These are all 2.5-inch strips.
So it's got like a log cabin effect there.
It does.
Yeah, I
and
love that.
just, you know, if you've got an eye for design, I mean, this is the same bag. I just want to bring this up for 1 second.
The base. And do remember, you've got that plastic to put in the base as well, just to give you that rigidity.
This is the exact same one, and look how different it looks. I mean,
Wow.
so if someone has their taste is very specific, I like gray and red, or I happen to like navy and green, and
Works
so I might, you know, make this one for myself. I think this is really pretty.
I love that. Right. And I do like the fact with the bags that each one is different. So if you're just for yourself, so you're having different bags, you haven't got the same pattern, I should say.
Right.
Or if you're giving to friends as well, you're not giving them all the same sort of design coming through. And we don't have to work off a pattern because we're
The pattern's built right in. Exactly.
Love this. And remember, with the one-day special, you're also getting this fantastic Savvy starch spray. With this, because it's not made from potatoes, it's man-made, you're not going to get attracting, like you say, bugs or anything like that as well.
And it's a really narrow, it's kind of a tall, narrow can, so it's easy for women to get their hand around.
Okay.
Really robust trigger, it's not going to leak.
Yeah.
So it's a great product.
Great size. $59.97 is your one-day special, but you're not going to pay that. I don't want anybody to pay that. Please enter the code DEAL10 and you'll save 10%, all courtesy of our deal wheel, taking the price down to £53.97. So if you do want to use the code, feel free. That code is only active for this hour, so please do not miss out if you are going for the one-day special.
I'm going to show you how to make the handles.
Okay.
Because it's super easy to do.
Yeah.
You're taking the utility fabric, you're laying it on a strip that we've had you cut and starch.
Nice.
It doesn't go all the way to the end, so we're going to press this under, and we're going to press the right side and the left side.
Would our express, the express press, could you do it with this as well?
The
binder?
Actually, the best way to do this would be with the cut and press.
Okay,
and go
cut
ahead
and
and
press,
press that on here.
Okay.
And that is done. I've got that done right here. So this is what it looks like. I can just open it up so you can see there is my... Then you're going to fold this, just fold it in half, and we're going to stitch all the way around this. So we have got a durable handle, and that's right
does
here.
Does the handle wrap around the whole bag?
Almost the whole bag.
Yeah, okay.
So
you've
here
got
it
that
is, and I've
durability.
stitched around it, and that's good that we have all that stitching in here. Then what we're going to do, and this is the easy part, where this notch is, just go all the way in to the first strip and here, and we're just going to sew this down.
Perfect.
Tack it down.
Okay.
And then we're going to bring it up here
So it
like
does
this.
cover the majority of the bag.
It does, and that's why we have that plastic base in there to just, and then what we're going to do is we are going to sew all the way up just about to the top. I don't want you to go all the way, and I'll show you why. We're going to bind this in a second and here. Now I've got that done over here. We put a little X of sewing in here.
Just reinforcement?
It does, exactly. So you can have a lot of weight in here. So my handle is sewn all the way up, but we stop just before the top. And then the next step we're going to do is we are going to sew the sides.
Lovely.
So here is one of my sides. This is now I've turned it wrong side out.
Okay.
But I think the wrong side's really pretty, actually.
Okay. You picked nice fabric. Okay.
So I sewed this side seam, I sewed that side seam. Now, I have a hole in the bottom here. I'm going to take it and I'm going to actually just turn it the other direction. And I'm going to sew that shut.
Okay.
When you do that, that creates that gusset.
Right.
It's what's actually sewing this area shut.
Good size of whatever you're putting inside your bag.
It is. And that is built right into the pattern. So you don't even have to think about it. So let's just show that one more time. From the top, sew down to the bottom. This area is going to flap open. Turn it the absolute opposite direction and simply sew that shut. And then you're going to turn it right sides out and bind.
As Jill's getting that, I've just got to tell you about the wine totes are extremely busy as well. We are approaching half the stock for the wine totes. If you do want to get a hold of them, we knew they were going to be busy, $14.99. But again, all the prices you see this hour hopefully are not going to be the price that you pay, because if you use the code DEAL10, it's open to everyone and you can use it as many times as you like. This hour, you will save 10%. So DEAL10, you can enter it yourself online or just quote it to our call centre staff, and that price comes down to £13.99.
I will pull this up right now and show you this, because now we're going to bind.
This is our binding express.
This is the binding, is this color that we've chosen. And this is already pressed, but just because I think it's very relevant to what we're talking about, you would simply fold your fabric in half like this, and you would thread it right through the end of the appropriate size binding that you want to make, okay? Now, as I pull this through,
it just flattens it all out.
it flattens it, it folds it.
You literally just have your iron on and just pull through.
Pull through. Now, can you see that it falls right between this guide and this guide?
So perfect.
So we put 2.5 in the center because it's the most common size binding. 2 1/4 binding, you would use this up here, and 2-inch binding, which is very narrow binding.
If I was, I'm not going to do it all,
No,
just to give
go
you an
ahead.
example.
Go ahead.
Would I literally, if I just put this here and then I just pull through.
Keep pulling, keep pulling,
Well,
keep
now,
pulling.
come on, that's
Isn't that great?
the easiest way to do your binding. How cool is that? And just literally resting your iron on there.
And it's perfect.
This is great. And the thing is, we all, as sewers, can I say, I'm including myself in this week because sewing is something I'm trying to get into myself. But I'm definitely on the newbie front on that stage. But look, binding is something that is a big factor of so many sewing projects. So being able to make your own so easily is incredible. And
To
it lives
make
up
your
to
own,
its name.
exactly. It doesn't matter if it's cut on the bias or straight of grain, meaning like on an angle so it's stretchy, or straight of grain. I like the cheater binding method, which is, now I've got a pressed side and your raw edges. I'd put my raw edges on the wrong side of the tote, sew along here, and then bring it around to the front and finish stitching.
Beautiful. And it gives such a lovely finish to the bag.
And then once your binding is done, you then bring the straps all the way up to the top and finish them off. That's why we left those straps open. So
you had to have thought when you were coming here, and just to say, Jill has travelled from Wisconsin, so that's where June Tailor are based. And this is what I love about being a presenter at Hochanda, the fact that we're able to offer you brands that are international. And we actually do have a lot of viewers who watch in the States. So you might be watching right now in the States. And
that's
if you are,
great. That's fantastic.
Well, if you're a Freedom member, then you don't have to worry about your P&P. Use the code DEAL10 and we'll get it shipped too. Yeah, we have a lot of viewers.
And maybe you can shovel the snow on my driveway.
Maybe. It's like up to here, you're
We have a lot of snow. We have a lot of snow.
Okay.
So I wanted to show you the finished binding is all done. And then we brought our straps up, and I make another X at the top to further secure it.
So we've the X here, and that's your reinforcement there, and also lower down as well.
Exactly.
But that is going to be such a sturdy. These are bags that are going to last, really well.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
And then you put your grocery list in here.
Fantastic.
Off you go. Off you go.
If you do want to embellish further, you've got that scope as well. It is up to you, whatever level of sew you are. But effectively, with the one-day special, when you think about, you're going to make 4 individual bags. You've got your templates, so you've got your utility fabrics with the design already on the fabrics, and you're getting the starch in there as well. So 3 utility fabrics. The 4th has got that insulation in there as well. But ultimately, you get to decide what designs, what fabrics you're going to use from your own stash. But you are going to create the most individual bags. But as a design, the bag, it is so incredibly accessible.
It's very nice.
They are great. They are great bags. They look great. They're functional. We will use these. And I think so many people watching right now. And the beauty, well, showing it here, how you can achieve such a marked difference in the look, just depending on the feature fabrics that you're going to get. You will get the elastic with the bag where we're going to add the insulation in there. So you do get, but you don't get the buttons.
Right, we want you to add your own buttons. And actually, we want you to be able to put those little elastic wherever you want them, because everybody does a little bit different types of grocery shopping.
So look, what I would be doing with the bag with the insulation, that to me is just the perfect picnic bag. And I know at the moment weather isn't that great in the UK, but hopefully we're due for a nice summer. So it's spring, summer, perfect picnic bags, perfect beach bags.
You know, you just gave me an idea. What if you gave someone a matching wine tote and any bag, and it had the same fabrics or coordinated.
That is a great idea.
What a great Christmas present. Start sewing now,
birthday present,
anniversary. Everyone's looking for a unique wedding gift. What about something that they're going to use every day?
These are genuinely as a gift to give to somebody. No one will ever be disappointed with receiving a bag like this. And throwing in the bottle totes as well.
Good idea.
Now, just to remind you as well, just for anyone who might have tuned in, you're also going to get the plastic. Let me just put all this out here. So you will be getting the plastic, and this allows you to reinforce the bottom of your bag too. So it just gives you a little bit more stability. $59.97 your price for the one-day special, but that isn't the price because the wheel has decided that this hour and this hour only, you are getting that 10% saving. So use the code DEAL10 and the price comes down to £53.97. We're going to have a quick recap. Jill, I will be back. Let you get set for the next demonstration.
Sounds great.
Are you enjoying it, having fun?
I'm loving it.
Are we looking after you?
You are looking after me. No complaints. No complaints.
Let's jump onto the website and have a little look. It is a busy launch, and I have to say, deserves to be busy. But what are you going to be popping into your basket? Because everything that you're seeing on the website right now, you will be saving 10% on there. Are there any, and I'm right in saying it doesn't have to be just items on the show. It can be anything. It can be absolutely anything. I'm 99% sure that that is the case. But having a little look at all the goodies, what are you going to be popping into your basket? Is there anything that stands out? One day special, busy. The wine tote's busy. Once we showed you the Quilt Binding Express, we had a real spike, people popping that in their basket, and I do not blame you. The ease of being able to make your own binding. So where we go, do have a little look. This is the one day special. Oh no, 36 minutes into the show, a third of the stock has gone, and we do genuinely, and I know I've really noticed last year there's been a huge insurgence and we're having really busy shows, but when we're saying, oh, a third's gone and we're surprised, it's because we always try and ensure we have enough stock to last a full 24 hours, as it wouldn't be a one-day special. So we genuinely do strive to do that. When we're saying a third of the stock's gone, it's because we're busy, and I have to say, Jill Tailor deserve to be busy, because what you're getting here is something I think all sewers can relate to. Being able to make 4 of the most beautiful bags. Now they are Quilt As You Go bags, so you don't need to worry about the pattern. You're just following the instructions on there. You've got a step-by-step guide on how to make the bags. But what I love, and there is also a video tutorial as well, so you can go onto YouTube and at the bottom of the packaging you'll see there is a link, so you have got that step-by-step video tutorial there from June Tailor themselves. But here's the thing, it's the fact that you're getting with the bags 4 individual designs. And to truly personalize, let's say, okay, now look, we're all friends here. So I know that we've got a lot of fabric at home. We all do, so there's no judgment here. This is a safe space. So let's think about the fabric you have in your stash. So have you got some fabric? You're like, that would be perfect for a bag. Could you see some of your fabrics in this design? And that's the real key, because the actual design changes dramatically depending on the fabrics that you use. So great opportunity to get the most of the fabrics in your stash. So it could be bright. Look, what I'm thinking now, spring is, look, I do realize we've had so much rain at the moment, and my heart goes out to anybody who's struggling with flooding or threat of floods at the moment. I really do feel for you. But hopefully the rain will go soon and spring is on the way in summer. So imagine beautiful, fresh, floral fabrics coming through. So really signifying spring. And is this going to be a shopping bag? It's going to be a catch-all bag? Or is it going to be a beach bag? Showing there, I'm so sorry, I'll pick that up. That was me being clumsy. Or what about this? Toy bags if you want as well. Whatever it might be, you're getting individual designs coming through. Thank you, Molly, for sorting out my clumsiness. Yeah, I'll grab that one. There we go. Thank you. So you've got that scope. Now, just for the benefit of anyone who might have just tuned in, I didn't touch it. I literally didn't touch it. You're getting 4. Thank you, but I'm going to hold it. So you're going to get, this is your utility fabric. You've got the design printed on your fabric, which allows you to make 3 of the normal bags, and then we've got 1 with that wadding, not wadding, sorry, it's the insulation. That means that you can put anything hot or cold inside. Will it stay? I think it will. And you're also something we haven't talked about, you are getting that starch in there as well. A really, really good quality Savvy starch. So allowing you, and you need the starch to make the bag. So everything in the one-day special, and the fact that the deal wheel, we landed on a goodie. I have to say, one of my favorite options on the deal wheel, you are saving 10%. So taking that price down from $59.97 to $53.97, you're saving £6. It is the best possible option we could have landed on the deal wheel. A lot of the time, and I get this, what we like to do with a one-day special, you might watch the launch show, you might then tune in a bit later, possibly tomorrow, and then place your order. I understand that, but there is no guarantee on the other shows that we will land on the 10% again. We might, but we genuinely might not. So if you do want to take advantage of that 10% saving, I think it is the best option to land on the deal wheel. So best possible value to get the one-day special. Now is the time to place your order. 734-375, your item number. Now we've got our shape cutter just coming over here. So what this allows you to do with the shape cutter is cut those shapes. So think about building up your designs coming through, and feel free to step in, Jill, coming through. So Jill, anyone who might have seen this for the first time, why is it so exciting? Because this is a great piece of kit.
You have to let me show you how it works.
Okay,
I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Are we going to look at this in the next demonstration?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So it's. Jill actually phrased that beautifully, because it's one of the, it's a ruler that you need to see in action to just gauge how versatile it is. So $39.99, what I would say, hold fire, wait till we start using it, you will fall in love with it. And if you use the code DEAL10, you will save a further 10%, taking the price down to $36.99. It's such a good price. Something else that's been busy, so busy in fact, you've got our producer Ross rattled because he's trying to think if we're going to have enough stock. Come across here, Jill. Now these are always these are bestsellers for you.
They are.
Yeah.
This is about almost a year-old product now.
Can I just hold that up and just tell you, 70% of the stock has gone here. We're just going to flash the details for you. The price, if you use the code DEAL10, comes down to $13.49, and you gave an incredible little tip here. So Jill was saying, and we're seeing all the designs coming through, you were saying that why not, thank you Jill.
Why not?
Why not? Oh yeah, okay, I came up with that, didn't even realise it. Put that on, why not? But you were saying, why not put like a little journey plan on there? So whoever gets it, you put on a name and then pass it on to the next person.
This is a reusable, so
yeah,
it's a perfect thing.
Traveling around your friends, imagine if it comes full circle back to you. That'd be excellent. You get to see where it's travelled.
And if you're a quilter, fill this with fabric.
Yeah.
Take some of your stash, give it to the quilter, and move on to the next. And
or knitter, you were saying put,
I love that idea.
Put your yarn inside a
the
buttonhole.
needles or rotary cutter on top, whatever.
That's a good idea.
If you're a woodworker, I don't know what you need, but woodworking things.
You could put anything, tools inside. But what I like here, and now we've jumped to 80% of the stock. It's not going to be long before we're calling limited stock here. So it will go. Question is, will you get hold of yours? And will you take advantage of the fact that you can save a further 10% using the code DEAL10, 411602, your item number. All right, we're going to progress down. We've got our Binding Express. We saw it in action, and it's just such a nifty. Well, this to me, seeing it, I fell in love with it.
Perfect binding.
Every time.
And you don't burn your fingers.
Yeah. Well, that's the key. Just pulling it through with your iron, and the Binding Express does all the hard work for you. And if I just pop this down for a second, if you have a look, because we've got 3 different sizes on
Right. So if you want 2-inch binding, or 2 1/4 or 2 1/2, you cut double the amount, and then you're essentially just folding that in half like this, feeding it through the slot, and as you pull it through across the grid, you can make sure that it's perfectly straight.
Nice.
And it's just the easiest way to make sure your binding is perfect.
Yeah.
Because if this is crooked, this is going to be crooked.
We've got a lot of interest in this. I know we're going to use our ruler in a moment, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. Before the end of the hour, could we just do 1 strip just to see how easy it is? And I'll show it with the iron.
You know what we'll do is we'll turn the iron on and let it get hot while I show the ruler, and then we'll.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to go. We're just going to carry on down. Do you want to turn on? Do you need to turn on the iron?
I'll turn on the iron.
If we can do that, just so you don't miss out there. Now we're going to show you these sheets, and I have to apologise because we were showing these earlier on, And one thing, my fault, I really should have got across is the fact that these are fabric sheets. So by using these, and that's what makes these so individual, because they are a fusible inkjet fabric sheet. Now you can get a pack of 3 or a pack of 10, but what they allow you to do, if you have an inkjet printer, is to truly personalize. You can put pictures on there, sentiments, easy to do, make the most of your sheets. And let me just show you, when we talk about personalization, how about this? I just don't know what's going on. I've got so clumsy today. So look, this is now suddenly Olivia's little crafting bag for her pens. Or, okay, let me pop that down. There is a cutie warning coming up. I actually don't know what's going on with me today. I'm gonna leave that there. How about this? Someone's given me something. This has made me clumsy. How about this? That is seriously cute for Caitlin. Her little penny. Now remember, you're saving a further 10%, taking the price down to $13.49. So best price we've had today, because we have featured this before, but last time we featured it, we weren't running our deal wheel event. Now you can get the set of 3, or you can get the set of 10 in there as well. We're going to give you the details for the set of 10, but think about t-shirts, customizing t-shirts. It could be cushions, it could be items of clothing, home decor. $35.99. They are woven fabric sheets that you can print on. They're fusible, so you print on them, you iron them onto a project, good to go. Instant applique design in there. So it could be a mouse mat. Oh, I've got to show you this. It could be little mouse mats as well. How cool is that on a mouse mat? Now, I'll be honest with you, before I joined Hochanda, my parents adopted a cat. Her name's Snowy, and we all love her. And as a little present to my dad, because my dad absolutely loves her, I got him a mouse mat, and I paid to get this done. It cost me, I think it was about £15 with a picture of Snowy on there. You can do it yourself, and you pretty much, if you get the set of 3, you've covered yourself just for that one mouse mat. $35.99 your price, but remember, you're not paying $35.99. You're using the code DEAL10, and it takes it down to $32.99. Last thing to show you is the cut and press, where it's cut and press 2. We featured this before. As the name suggests, we can press on one side and we can cut on the other. And I know that Jill was saying this is her go-to. It's a go-to in a workspace, but also if you are crafting on the go, it's fantastic. Put it in your bag, go to your craft classes. You're never gonna have to wait for the ironing board to press anything out. You've got it all here. You've got your measurements going through there as well. So it is so incredibly versatile and incredibly useful. That is your price, but it's not your price, because remember, we're using the code DEAL10 and taking it down to $46.79. All courtesy of the deal wheel, but that code only applies for this hour, so do not miss out there. You've got another 10 minutes to take advantage of the savings. Just going to tell you a little bit about flexi payment as we head to our next demonstration.
Flexi order has arrived at Hochanda. What is Flexi order? When you place an item on FlexiBuy in your basket, you qualify for Flexi order, which means any other items you add to your basket will also be included in your FlexiBuy payments, so you can spread the cost over multiple monthly payments. After your first payment is made, your entire order will be dispatched. When you add at least £60 worth of any items to your shopping basket, either online or on the phone, you'll qualify for our Flexi Order offer. This means you can spread the cost of your order over equal monthly FlexiBuy payments, offering you the extra flexibility when you shop with us. Flexi Order, making your shopping experience with Hochanda easier.
Well, I really hope you're enjoying this hour. Just give you a little update. The wine totes, we said they were going to go. I'm so sorry, they have now sold out. It's technical sellout. If they are in your basket, please make sure to check out so you don't miss out. Okay, so we're going to play with our shape cut.
A shape cut ruler.
Yeah.
So this ruler has slots in it. Every ½ inch, there's another slot.
Yeah.
So instead of normal way that we would line our fabric up on the mat and cut, move the ruler, cut. We're just going to put this fabric anywhere you want on the mat. Doesn't matter. We're not even going to use the lines on the mat. I have a full width of fabric here, so that's 44 inches, folded in half. I'm going to fold it in half one more time. Just want to make sure that the bottom 0 horizontal marking on the shape cut is on the bottom fold of my fabric.
Lovely.
I'm going to start out by squaring up the edge of my fabric so that I know I'm square with with the bottom edge.
Okay.
I insert my blade at 0 and cut.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to make 2-inch bindings, so I'm
Okay.
going to cut 2-inch strips.
Right.
So I'm putting my blade in at 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on.
So
Okay.
just counting
So
2 increments.
what I do is follow the numbers.
Yeah.
If I wanted 2.5, I'd cut it 2.5, 5, 7.5.
Okay.
The best way to do this is to tilt your blade ever so slightly to introduce it into the slot and then push up. So tilt your blade and then push up.
Okay.
And what this does is it gives you absolutely perfect 2-inch
That is
strips.
spot on. Look at that.
So if
Perfect.
I had cut 2.5, obviously I'd have 2.5-inch strips.
Yeah.
Now you can take those strips and let's either turn the strips or better yet turn the ruler, but since we're limited on space. Now I know this edge is squared up because I just cut it. So now I'm going to use that as my baseline. So the 0
Yeah.
is now on the
So
bottom.
we're always working from that 0.
Right. Tilt the blade, introduce it into the teardrop opening and cut. And I'll stick with that 2-inch increment.
So quick.
All right, and this is what gives
Oh,
you
come on.
all your squares. So
Could we make our own like charm packs from this?
you can, because those are, 5-inch squares. So you'd cut at 5'10", turn the ruler and cut 5'10", and you'd have a stack of squares in no time.
Well, see, you pay a premium for getting that all pre-cut for you, and Jill's shown just how easy that is to do. So think about taking your fabrics at home and making your own charm packs.
Making your own
Fantastic.
charm packs is actually
Or mini charm packs. I know that's obviously, they're popular too. Okay.
You can put your stack of squares anywhere on the mat. The ruler goes on top.
So we're working from that center. So this is, when we talk about being on point, we've kind of on point to the center.
We made the square on point.
Yeah.
There's a 45-degree mark that goes through the center. It's the black mark.
Yeah.
And you're just going to cut right through the center, which is number 6. It's a
Yeah.
12-inch ruler, and that will give you your half-square triangles.
So now we could we with a half square, we can start looking at our flying geese, creating
All
our,
of that.
all the sort of blocks that we're familiar with. But you're doing it, it's so quick and precise.
And many of the totes that we showed today, a lot of the things that we showed, you can cut all of that with this. Strips and rectangles are super easy to cut.
Jill, this is really good.
This is not a new
What are we
ruler.
doing, what are we doing here?
Okay, what I did here is mats have a 45 and a 60-degree line.
Yeah, okay.
Put your fabric strips on the 60-degree line if
Yeah.
you want
Okay.
to make diamonds.
Right.
Now, at this point, I can't line up the 0 on a bottom edge because I don't have a bottom edge. So I'm just going to line it up on one of the horizontal lines
yeah.
on the mat.
Okay.
And then I will cut at 0, and that gets rid of all of the unusable parts of that. And this is how you get all your perfect diamonds.
So we've had, look, now and then you can see how you will start to build up your own blocks coming through.
Yeah, that's
so we've
tumbling
got,
block design.
we've got diamonds, we've got building up, look at this. Diamonds, we've got our triangles, we've got our squares in there as well.
And your
Our
strips.
strips all made from the ruler in seconds.
In
And I'm not even
seconds.
exaggerating that, seconds.
And if you wanted to make rectangles, which a lot of these products use, you know that you would cut one dimension and then simply cut the other one.
This
and
is
you can
fantastic.
stack up as, I
So
cut through
no
8 layers.
measuring, and that's the
No.
key. You know, when suddenly you're having to measure out, you're worried. And also, because you've got the kind of groove you're working into, you don't have to worry about slipping out.
You don't have to worry about cutting yourself either.
Yeah, that's
So
good. I've got to tell you, a third of the stock for our shape cut has gone. And remember, you couldn't have picked a better time to pop it into your basket because we spun the deal wheel. It's an event we're running until 6 p.m. on Monday. This hour, the wheel has decided that you are saving 10%. So that price goes down to $36.99. Oh, I apologise, $35.99. My maths was on. $35.99.
now what we're going to do is we're going to put our ruler over the short side of the diamond.
Okay.
All right. So the center of the ruler is number 6. I'm going
Right.
to put over the short side of the diamond. We're going to take half the distance of the diamond, 2 inches, half of that 1 on either side of the center. So I cut at 5 and I cut at 7. And you get all your agains.
Way.
So when I talk about this being a course, squares, rectangles, triangles, diamonds, all of that you can cut with this. But the best part
Yeah.
is it's perfect. So when you sew stuff together, I mean, you're just going to have a great result, which is what, what these tools bring to you.
Let's just think about this because we've got our squares, we've got our diamonds, we've got, and look,
Hexagons.
batch cutting hexagon coming through, all back cut, ready to go. So those techniques, so English paper piecing, all the stuff that we would do, your block making coming through, cut with ease. And also, we haven't even mentioned that you can cut your strips in there as well. Now, I'm just conscious of the fact time is running out. Could we see very quickly our binding express?
Yeah, but we cut the strips, so let's use
okay. We'll use
we
that
cut
one.
them all up.
Yeah.
Let's use this one.
Okay.
So again, we're going to fold our strip in half. I believe this is a 2.5 inch strip. We're going to fold that in half, right?
So Binding Express, very, very busy this hour.
Okay, feed it right through the 2.5 inch slot. And are you going to be the presser?
I will be the presser.
Okay, so as we feed this through, we're going to follow the grid line to make sure it's straight, and it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
And you can just keep on pulling. It's going to automatically fold that for us. Keep on going and make sure that you... And you might want to not go, you might want to give it, well, you could give it a little steam now and then, but you're going to get perfect binding.
Yeah. Just seeing it here. Only, I'm just rushing this because time is beating us.
All right.
And I'm a terrible presser. But look at that.
You did it.
And it's all courtesy of our Binding Express coming through. Look at that, coming through. Now, 2/3 of the stock already gone for the Binding Express. The stock we're talking about here for our deep cut Binding Express. Again, this is something that's meant to last the full duration of the one-day special. We were hoping so. We've sold out of the bags, our little wine totes. They've gone, I'm afraid. Will the Quilting Binding Express go? Will the Shape Cut go before the end of the one-day special? And we haven't even talked about the one-day special. So one-day special, well, we have recently. One-day special, very, very busy. So with the one-day special, you are getting the ability to make 4 of the most beautiful individual bags. Over 40% of the stock's gone in the first hour. Now, look, you get the utility fabric. So then you decide, and all the patterns already printed on the utility fabric, you will then introduce your own fabric to create your own personalised bags. You're getting 3 with the standard utility fabric, and then you're getting 1 with the insulation fabric, so it allows you to put anything hot or cold. And in the insulation one, you're also getting the elastic, and with all the bags, you will get the base as well, so that plastic base.
Correct.
Individual designs on each.
Whatever is your pleasure.
I love it. And remember, with the code DEAL10, the price comes down to £53.97. Very quickly, should we just see the different designs? So
yeah,
that's
let's walk through them again.
Okay. So there is 1. Oh, we've got like 20 seconds.
2.
It's 2. And I think
3.
we've got to stop there. Sorry, Jill. Time's beating us. Come back. Here we go. Sorry, Jill. Can I just say thank you so much?
You're welcome.
Are you going to be back at 9?
I am back at 9.
Well, hopefully you can tune back in and keep Jill company at 9. Thank you so much, Jill.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.